Hello again. So here's something I've been meaning to do. I have, I'm being watched. I have this big aloe vera here in a pot, and she is really big. And I need to, what are you doing? I can't do anything without my little piggies bugging me. Hi, Mr. Pumbaa. I need to get all these pups out from around the base of it. And I'm going to try and see if I can hold my camera, because I'm just using my phone here. Let's see if I can just move all these little cactus out of the way. And I'm trying not to stab myself in the face with that one. And then I've got a chunk of wood. And I have a big rock back here, but that was to keep the plant from tipping back when I repotted it last year. So, what I do, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it like this, but I don't even save these pups anymore, because I used to try and give them away, and people would come and take them. But a lot of times people would say, oh yeah, I'm going to come pick them up, and then they wouldn't. And I'd have all these little pups that I had saved that are just, sitting somewhere, drying out, and not going away. Whoa, this one's just breaking off. And look at, I just noticed, look at the size of this foxtail. These are what get into our animals' ears and noses and eyes and all that. So I probably am going to make a big mess here, but that's okay. So I'm just going to try to dig down a little bit so I can get it by the root. There we go. That's what I want. I want to pull it off right here. Now, these are nice little viable pups, but I just don't have any use for them because I have a ton of aloe vera here. And so, ooh, that one came out really easy. Can you hear the crunching? He's going around here eating weeds. This is Pumbaa. He was our most recent rescue. I think we've had him about 1.5 years now. He doesn't look like it, but he's actually a pretty big boy. He's a Kune. Well, he's a Kune mix. But he has a lot of the Kune pig traits, which is super friendly. He's a love bug, talkative, and he's got these big furry ears. And he's got a long coat that he doesn't really shed like the potbellies. And you just touch him and he wants to flop over for a belly rub. Yes, he does. He's so cute. Yes, he is. And he had 2 wattles. See, this is a wattle. He used to have 2. But one of the other pigs, I think, bit him and kind of like pinched it. And then the blood supply just died and it dried up and it just fell off. But he didn't seem to care. It didn't seem to bother him. But he's just the sweetest thing. And he probably weighs about, I'd say he's 180 pounds. He is just a big love bug, aren't you? You can put your hands in his mouth. He's starting to get his little tuskies coming in. So I think he's, what is he? About 2 years old now. Anyway, back to my plant. Let's not stab. I keep walking up to this. Right up to, now these are soft, but still you don't want to stab yourself in the eye. So I need to get a hold of, I try to do them, one after the other as they're growing. I just accidentally shut the camera off. Didn't mean to do that. I wonder if I could just set it like there. And then just kind of take a hold of this and just kind of yank. If you can get down into the gravel, you can get it closer to the root. God, there's so many in here. Here's another one over. This one's kind of growing sideways here. I want to get as many of the leaves as I can because they break off. The leaves break off really easy. Oop, got it. Whoa. Sorry about that. I got that one. Put it over in the pile. So I did post these one year. I had a ton of these pups, and so I posted it. Did anybody want any aloe vera pups? Come pick them up. You can see this is the main root right here. And it's growing like that way towards it. It's so not straight. That's why I had it propped up. I have another helper. Hello, Buttercup. Hey, no. Don't chew on my plant. Look at that. She just bite. This is really sharp and stiff, and she's just chewing on it. That's probably what happened to this one here. Cat. Okay. Let's see if we can get down into here. And all I'm doing, the only reason I'm doing this, all I'm doing is just cleaning up this plant because it's in a pot, and I don't want these pups taking over. See, that's a nice one. If anybody wanted them, that would be a perfect little starter plant. You know, and they're so easy. Aloe vera is one of the easiest plants to grow. But look how far. You can see the root here and one of the pups, how far off. They just keep going. And what happens is if you don't thin it out, it's just going to fill in this pot, and it's going to be so root bound. Yeah, see, here's another really nice one. I might post these in my local neighborhood group, see if anybody wants them. I hate just tossing them, but, you know, I really want this plant as just a specimen plant in this pot. I don't want it to be all full of pups here. This is a big one. This one's going to be a little trickier, especially right up against this rock. I can pull. Look at these little teeny ones. These would be cute in little, you know, like potted arrangements. They do grow pretty quickly, so you wouldn't be able to leave it in there for long, but get that dried leaf out of the way here. These are, you know, they're sharp. They have like, they have like serrated sawtooth, I don't know what you want to call it, edges. They have like teeth, and they can be sharp, so you got to be careful. But the leaves themselves are actually soft and just full of moisture. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can get this last one to pull out. Can you hear the cow next door? Oh, yay, got it. Look at those roots on this. Whew. Dropped a little piece, broke off. But so now, if anybody ever buys aloe vera gel and you don't really know where it comes from, if you're not a plant person, this is the gel. You can see that, how thick it is. And you can just rub that right on a sunburn, or, you know, it's just, I don't know, such an amazing plant, you know, as a medicinal properties that it has. But nothing like, if you've ever grown foxglove plants, not everybody is aware of how toxic they are, but foxglove is actually what the heart drug digitalis is made from. And so it's very toxic. And if you have animals, you have to be very careful that they don't eat it like my dogs would. I used to have foxglove plants before we got all these pigs because it's a beautiful flower. But now I just worry that my pigs would eat it because they'll eat anything that's green. I hope I'm keeping this camera on the plant here. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I could probably pull that leaf off of there just to get it out of there. But yeah, that looks good. So now if I stand back, yeah, that looks better. Got all those off of there. And I probably do this twice a year because these pups grow pretty quickly. And then, without stabbing myself in the face, whoa, look it. So is that a yellow jacket or is that a paper wasp? So this thing was obviously tucked in here, probably getting ready to overwinter here. I'm going to try and make a little depression here for her. And I'm going to try and tuck her back so that, let's see if I can do that without, I can just lay that right there. So she's a little protected. Nobody's going to get her. And she's probably hanging out there for the winter time. And I didn't realize she was under there. But as much as I hate yellow jackets and paper wasps because they're evil and mean, but they do serve a purpose, you know, and I think every creature has the right to live. And so I try not to kill too many of them. You know, I'll kill black widows if they're in an area where I think one of my dogs might get bit. You know, things like that. But typically, when critters are out in the middle of nowhere and they're not bothering anything, I try not to disturb them, because they're all part of our ecology. Everything has its place in nature. There, how's that look? That's better, huh? That looks much better. That one was starting to push my little cactus pots over. I think this cactus might be trying to die. It looks horrible. This one's doing really good, and it's actually produced a pup of its own, which is kind of funny. These are all pups off of a plant I took out of a pot that I had out in the front, and it has these beautiful big pinkish flowers, and it was root bound for so long, but the main mother cactus, which was probably bigger than a grapefruit, it was pretty big, and it just started getting covered with all these pups to where you couldn't even see the mama plant anymore. And I had to break the pot to get it out, and I took all these little pups off, so they're all misshapen because they were just trying to grow in a space where there was no room for them. But I have them all over the place. I think there's another one. If I walk over here, look at my hectia. Is that beautiful? This is just really a dangerous one. It's so sharp and so stiff, but look at all that new growth in there, if you can see that. And then it's got this huge pup coming out of the side here. It's kind of hard to, I don't know if you can see on film, but it's got a whole separate little pup there. And there's another pig. Hello, Miss Boo. That's Boo Bennett. But if I come over here, here's another one of these little funny cactus. And here's another aloe vera I planted over here. This one is doing amazing. It looked like it was half dead, and it was like that total mauve color, didn't have any green. And once I pulled it out of the pot out front, I planted it up back here, and it's just been really happy. But here's another one of these little cactus. This one's doing good. So I'm right under my rain gutters, in case you're wondering where I'm at. These guys, all these plants, I redid these gutters not too long ago, and they are doing really good. Really, really good. Look at that Fred Ives. Is that beautiful? Look at the color. I do have some mealybug action going on in here that I need to get after. But look at the colors. Ooh, love it. This doesn't get a lot of sun this time of year, because it's facing directly into the east, and the sun comes up over there and goes down kind of over there, but it doesn't go directly above anymore this time of year. So a lot of my stuff is not getting a whole lot of sun. I'm hoping to get another pup off of here somewhere else, because I'd like to maybe next year pull it out of here and pull that pup off and have another plant. I paid $75 for this plant. It's really expensive, and I had to get it. I got this one from Waterwise Botanicals down in San Diego. I've never seen one up here, but it's so pretty. I love it. Oh, that's, I'm distracted looking at this tag. So I couldn't put this back. It wouldn't go back in the pot. So I just stuffed it underneath there. And then, of course, I pulled it out, so now the wind will blow it away. But, yeah, so now I still haven't redone this. Look at all these little aloe vera plants. You know, it's a shame to get rid of them, but they will just take over. There's so much. This is my Barney. This is a Mangavi Barney. I actually got this down at Oasis Waterwise, Oasis Water Efficient Gardens, and it has lots of little pups under there. But it's looking really good. I love the color. I wish the cat would leave it alone. These little things were so stressed. This is a, what's it called? We know what it's called. I could never think of it. It gets these horrible smelling flowers when it blooms. It's not a senecio. It's, but there's a whole bunch of species of it. Anyway, I usually stick it under here in the summer and keep it out of the sun because I've discovered that it really doesn't like the sun. It likes shade with, you know, like indirect light. And so now it's starting to turn green again. It's losing that purple stress color. Peanut cactus is looking good. It's full of its normal this time of year weeds. I need to just really redo these 2 pots of peanut cactus. Peanut cactus. The peanut cactus is in the front of the house. The peanut cactus, these are actually really cool little cactus. And I've had this from my grandmother. I've had it here for probably close to 25 years, just growing like this. And I took pieces off of her plants that she probably had for 25 years. My tiger jaw just finished blooming. You can see what's left of all the flowers. This is another super hardy plant. It does seem to like a lot of water though, but you can pretty much grow them anywhere. I'm gonna have to redo this. Kind of sad. I thought that this Guadalajara agave was a small kind of compact one from the looks of it, but I recently saw a picture or a video, and somebody showed one of these, and it was way bigger around than this whole pot is. It was much bigger than this. So it's not going to stay small, and I can see how much it's grown since I planted it. So probably in the spring I'll pull it out and repot it, and I'll get all these little sansevierias out of there. These are just cupping like crazy though. And then this lace aloe. Yeah, I think somebody commented that this was a lace aloe. I have a lot of it, but it's like super if you want a plant that you can't kill even if you wanted to, this would be the one. But you can pull each one of these little heads off and start new plants, and they'll just take off. And then some more sedum. I basically just started off wanting to pull the pups off of this aloe, and that's all I was going to do. And I've been rambling on for, 13 minutes? Probably more than that. So, yeah, everything out here's doing good. Our temperatures are starting to drop. It's supposed to be 72 today, but then back down into the upper 60s, into the 40s at night. It is November 14th today. It's Tuesday. I know that because the trash came today. And, yeah, everything's looking good. So, all right, well, thanks for watching. And I will see you next time.